Basic Gamer 7, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. As you could probably tell by the title of this video, this is the November collab startup. I do apologize for not having an October one, especially since I was really looking forward to doing like a Halloween themed one. But if you watched my little update vlog video I did not too long ago, then that will sort of explain things to why I didn't have one and why I didn't really have many videos in October. Something about the end of the year just is not a good time frame for me, but part of that retails also doesn't make the end of the year very easy. But anyway, that is totally not the point of this video, so not gonna go into that. Today, we are talking about the November collab startup. This time around, I didn't do a poll over on my channel, over on my Twitter, because I just decided I wanted to try to do this instead. And it was sort of last minute thinking, like, to put a poll up anyway, by the time I wanted to actually record this video. So I didn't do a poll this time around like I have been the past few times, but every once in a while I think I am just gonna randomly like decide a particular idea and do that. So this one is something that a lot of people sort of do anyway for collabs, but I haven't actually done one of my collabs. Well, I mean, I sort of did. This is sort of going slightly back to some of the roots of when my monthly collab started, with giving like a shell of something, basically, because that's basically what this is a shell. And the difference was when I started, a lot of them were like, it was one build and people got individual rooms in that build or something like that. But this is actually going to be the whole entire build. And as you could tell, I'm playing around with like I wanted to do something, like, I just got this in my head that I wanted to do something sort of a little bit weird or strange and different, at least for me, in sort of like hid away mysterious. I am technically building this in Glimmerbook, but if you do not have the Realm of Magic pack, you do not have to build this in Glimmerbook. As long as it is a 40 by 30, you can download this build off of the gallery and put it on any 40 by 30 lot. It's just, I did build this in Glimmerbook. If you want to put this exactly where I had it, feel free to do so, because that's probably where I'm going to load them up into, is in that same spot, just to see how it is. If you do build it in a different spot and you particularly, for some reason, want it to be shown in that location, like if you build it in a 40 by 30 in Willow Creek, then you can you really feel like for some reason the way that you did your changes and aesthetics and stuff like that would have fit better in Willow Creek, feel free to let me know that you want yours shown off in the lot that you would put it in. But otherwise, I will probably be using this lot. But I am using a lot of the live edit objects to start off here. So that's what all this stuff basically is, and I started off with it because, unlike some of the other objects, you can't, like, copy it, so it makes things a little bit harder to go back and, like, change things. So I was trying to get all the, like, live edit objects out there and decided before I even started building. I purposely tried to make this, like, a little strange of a build. I probably could have went stranger because, like, in my head, I was, like, thinking, like, different sections connected by stairs really oddly and stuff like that, and it ended up being something slightly different. There still is sections that you have to go a certain way to get to them. There isn't like multiple ways, and it's a little strange or whatever, which, I mean, the fact that I was building this in Glimmerbook was sort of funny, but now I am actually building it. The rules to this basically, it's probably similar to what I've seen a lot of people do when they, like, build shells and then they have people, like, furnish them or whatever. So it's probably going to be very similar to that. So if you've ever done one of those, then you probably will have at least a decent idea of what is going on here. But you can add walls, add fences, add columns. You can add any of that stuff that you want. But you cannot delete any pre-existing columns or walls, fences, doors, windows. You cannot delete those. Anything that is placed currently and is already there, and what I placed, you cannot change. So, well, like, physically change. I will allow for color changes, so the columns that you see there, you have to keep those particular columns, but you can change the color of the columns if you don't really particularly like that color. So, like, if you go for a different aesthetic or whatever. So you can change the color of the columns, and I actually put wallpaper and stuff on just to, like, start it off. So you can also change the color of the wallpaper too if you really, really want to. That is perfectly fine. You can change that outside wallpaper. I didn't put any wallpaper or anything like that on the inside, like any wall coloring. Nothing on the inside. I just put walls. You can change the color of the windows, but it has to stay the exact same window, the exact same door, the exact same column, so on and so forth. So you can change the colors, but you can't change it to a different, like the fencing, you can't change it to a different fencing. You can't change that column to a different column. It can stay that column, and you can change the color, but you can't change the column itself. So, if that makes sense. So, basically, other than that, you get free realm to do whatever you want. And that's inside and outside, so I do, like, obviously I have the live edit objects there, and I also do some plants towards the front of the house. So you can feel free to add more plants, but the plants and stuff that I've already placed, and the, like, live edit objects that I've already placed, have to stay there. So you have to work around them. So if you, for some reason, want to add even more walls or, like, even more to this building and make it an even bigger build, you can, but you have to work around the live edit objects and all the other objects that are currently there without getting rid of them. So that is, like, part of the challenge part of this. And like I said, I was trying to make this, like, a little bit strange and different and, like, have some different features. Like, here, I think I don't ever put any more of what are they called? Are they spandrels or frenzy? I get them confused all the time when I'm going to the little box from Seasons to, like, decorate stuff. I'm like, wait, which one was which again? I don't remember. There's, like, 3 of them that I forget which one was which, and then, like, when I go into build mode, I usually figure it out. But right now, I'm not physically in build mode. I'm just doing a voiceover for what I've already built, so I can't quite remember. But yeah, the little things that's going from column to column over top of the fences, I don't think I add it to the other 2 sections of that fence. So if you really want to, you can add them to the other sections of the fence, or you can leave it as B and try to find some way to decorate it. I try to do some, like, things that you would have to work around, basically, and see what interesting things you get. And again, the roofing applies. The roofing's already on there, so you can't change the roofing, but if for some reason you want to add roofing, or if you want to change the color of the pre-existing roofing, you can do that as well. But you can't change the actual roof itself. So just keep that in mind. That is the one big rule, is no getting rid of anything that is currently there. You can change the colors, you just can't get rid of the stuff. And the roofing definitely was slightly challenging because I hate roofing, but I was actually pretty happy with my roofing on this because, like, when you do odd shapes of houses, which I love odd shapes of houses, but I tend to sometimes, when it comes to the odd shapes of houses, I get frustrated quickly with the roofs, and then I just do, like, some sections have, like, that flat roof that you just put, like, a fence around. But, I was like, no, I'm putting all roofing on this build. And also, this is all base game. You might see that I have custom content in while building this. There is no custom content in the build. I wish when you hit only base game, the custom content, even if it's linked to a base game type, like they use the base game color as a base or something or whatever, I still wish that it would go away, but it doesn't when you filter it to only show base game. But I did avoid my, I think there was like 1 or 2 times, like, I almost used it, but I caught myself. I think the wallpaper was one of the harder sections to not, because it was like, for me, for some reason doing it, it was harder to see that this was custom content or not. But yeah, there is no custom content. It is only base game that I use to build. which is hard for me in general because I usually use all my packs. I don't limit myself. I've been meaning to still do some builds where I do limit myself, but this one was not limited at all. So this one has just base game in it, and obviously I used the move object sheet and the live edit objects cheat as well, and so just keeping that in mind. I did use those cheats when you put the game in, the build in your game. But as for the packs, you can feel free to use any of the packs. That includes, I don't know when it is coming out. I know University is a thing, and I know that there's like a live stream that's going to be putting some details out there coming up real soon in November. And honestly, there was a part of me that was really wondering if there was going to be another expansion pack coming out towards the end of the year, because the previous year, Seasons came out around the same time that Island Living came out, and then there was also Get Famous, so I was wondering if there was one that came around the same time of Get Famous, and it looks like there may be one at least somewhat close. I don't know exactly when University comes out. If it does come out in the process of November, and you're still working on your build or whatever, your shell, you can feel free to use it. That is perfectly fine. I will have University, or I will get it, so that is perfectly fine if you want to use the University stuff if it comes out before the end of this. And all the other packs, you can use them as well. Please, no CC, though. Do not use CC just because it's really hard. Especially, I feel like it's almost harder to get all the build mode CC than it is to get cast CC. As much as I like my CC, please no CC. But yeah, any packs, no CC. Feel free to make it any price range you want. There's no limit on that. The main limiting factor is the fact that you cannot get rid of anything that is already pre-existing. But otherwise, you can go to any style you want. You can go any price range you want. If you want to challenge yourself and give yourself a budget, do so. If you don't want to challenge yourself and you just want to go free with it, go free with it. And you can sort of give me a little detail, like if you had a budget, you can tell me that you gave yourself a certain budget before going in the build, and I will mention that while reviewing it in the tour video at the end of the month. But if you are interested in joining the November collab and decorating this interesting shell that I have made for you all, please let me know over on Twitter. I am going to be back to being active on Twitter this month. I haven't been as active, but I am coming back. I am being more active, and I will be there. And there will be the group DM chat that I will be making over on Twitter as well. So definitely make sure you follow me over on Twitter if you're not already, and message me that you are interested in this collab. If you know anyone who would be interested as well, feel free to share the video with them or with anyone to see if they want to join. There is no limiting numbers on this collab. As many people can join as they want to. So whoever wants to join, feel free to join. As for the due dates of this collab, I would definitely really like for it to be done around the 23rd, 24th, latest being the 25th, 26th. Just because this is the month that has the dreaded day known as Black Friday, and I work 2 retail jobs, so yeah, not really looking forward to Black Friday, not at all. So yeah, if you are interested, just keep that in mind. Definitely the sooner that it is done, the better for me, and getting it all toured and getting everything ready. It also depends on how many people join. If a lot of people do join, I definitely would prefer the 23rd over any of the other dates. But that's all factors that come into it, but I still am not limiting it to how many people can get in. If you have any questions or anything in particular about this collab, like you're wondering any particular things, if I didn't go over something, definitely feel free to ask me. If that's a deciding factor on whether you join or not, feel free to do so. The hashtags for this collab will be down in the description below. They are my two usual ones for these is the Artistic Gamer 7 and also the AG7 collabs. That is, I use those for all of my monthly collabs. So those two will still be two of the hashtags to use for this, and the other two is going to be the Nov Shell, which is obviously short for November, and then the November collab is the other two hashtags for this lovely monthly collab. This build is going to be up. It should already be up on the gallery before this video even goes live, because I'm going to make it a point to actually put it out way before, well, not way before, but like a day or so before this video actually goes live. So it should be up there already for you to go ahead and download and start working on and enjoying the lovely build. I'm definitely looking forward to everyone's finished products of this. I'm super excited to see how it turns out. I might actually try and do a furnishing of this myself this time around, but I will not have it toured with the other ones, and I will not be posting it before the rest of them for a few reasons. One, I don't want to see, I don't want people to like see it and see like what I was envisioning for it and then like have that influence what they do, but also I want everyone who's in the collabs builds to be featured first and more like prominent and stuff. I'd rather put theirs before mine. So but I will possibly, because I really ended up really liking this, so I actually might try to furnish it myself and just see what it happens with it. But anyway, again, let me know if you're interested in joining. Thank you for watching. Check out the description below for all my social medias and stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!